Good morning, you guys. I just am fooling around right now, actually. I'm going to head to town with a truck. We're going to go for a bit of a trip. I just got a 55-in-1 GoPro kit delivered to the house and from Amazon. So I put a bunch of different GoPro mounts on different equipment to obviously give us some better quality videos. And another goodie I ordered was I ordered one more GoPro Hero 8. So it's coming too, with the Mod Pod on it for better microphone quality too. I ordered that up along with it. So yeah, let's try this mount out. We'll go down the highway. We'll see how she works. Alrighty. And actually, I want to talk in here with the motor running anyway again, just to see what kind of sound quality we're getting right now. Let's go. Down my driveway to the side road that I live on, which is a dead-end side road, which is nice, keeps the traffic down. And it's all downhill, as I said before. One way out here where I live, right across this bridge. So I think it's about 7 kilometers from the house to town, which is just perfect. Far enough where you don't have to drive a half hour to get a bag of milk. And just a nice comfortable distance. It's nice country up here, you guys. If you ever get a chance to come up here, man, for some canoeing, kayaking, fishing, hunting, and especially snowmobiling and ATVs. This is the hub. This is the capital. This area's got beautiful ATV trails and snowmobile trails. I mean, to me, it's the undisputed capital of Ontario for trails up here. Crossing the Mattawa River, where it joins the Ottawa River. Here we are, the early morning hub of Mattawa, Horny Tim's. Alright, we did our Horny Tim stop. Morning, you guys. I don't know what time it is. Probably 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m. And I think it's Wednesday morning. Date-wise, don't even ask me the date. I don't know what date. When you're not punching a clock anymore in life, dates don't really matter. It's only the customer's date that matters, working up here, really, to me. So I told you guys I would give you a rundown on this truck, and it's not too windy, so I'm going to try and shoot a video on this truck. Just got back from, like I said, you watched the video, Horny Tim's in town there. Went for a quick trip up there, got a couple coffees, came back home. Alright, so what you're looking at here is this truck has all original 24,544 kilometers on it right now. 24,500. And it's clean, nice and clean. Ex-fire department tanker service truck. I bought this. Okay, let's have a little look over here. I will do the one hand thing, pop that hood open. The truck is very solid. It's just what I was looking for. Very, very solid, rust-free truck. Pretty much, I don't think there's rust anywhere in this truck. I mean, I hit it with the oil spray a little bit here and there underneath. You can see paint on the frame and paint on the springs. Everything's in good shape on this, and real steel, chrome-plated bumpers. Of course, that's a thing of the past, real steel. Okay, we'll have a look at this. I'll try and get up here. What we got here, right there, nice clean 3116 cat diesel, and very, very minimal leakage. Almost no leaks on this truck whatsoever. I got one small air leak, but motor-wise, it's good, it's tight, it's clean, and it shows well. And that's what I was looking for quite some time. I don't want to... Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you this. Right there. That's an Eaton transmission on this truck. And coupled to that Eaton transmission on here. And there you go. That's your, right there, Muncie Power products. And that's a Muncie Power takeoff pump. It's brand new. And air operated to gauge, disengage. And power wire for your light on the dash, I suppose, to tell you that's off or on. So there you have it. That's your Muncie PTO pump. It was brand new when I put the hook lift on the truck. Of course, I want a brand new pump on there. And I know Muncie makes a good product. They've been around for 1,000 years, man. And right now is I'm going to fire this puppy up for you guys. And right down here on the floor, you got your PTO. That's your Muncie PTO for that Muncie pump. That drives all your hydraulics for this whole circuit, for this hook lift in the back of this truck. So what it comes down to, build your air pressure on the truck, clutch in right there, and then let your clutch out. Now your pump's being gear driven off that power takeoff on that transmission. You got a small gear in that transmission that's now turning, like a small star gear, we'll call it, just a little guy, and he's turning that Muncie pump that's mounted outboard on the side of that transmission on this truck. So you're engaged on your PTO right there, and that's air engaged. That thing works off air pressure. Remote here for this is a low-dar remote. Hoist up, hoist down, jib back, and jib forward. That's all that's on there. Right now it's off. Hit it, boom. It'll start flashing. There you go. Right now that Lodar, made in England, I believe this Lodar system is, and it's used all over for communications on these handheld remotes. They've got a good reputation. So now we got this engaged, we're ready to go. So we'll have a little look out back. On this. And now what it comes down to is you can take this, will do two functions for you, this hook truck. It will hoist up and dump as a dump truck. As I said in a previous video, this is a 19,000 pound hook. I said 19 ton. No, it's 19,000 pound twin ram hook. So 9.5 ton. You can hoist it up if you want to dump gravel or dump your rubbish after an estate cleanup or garbage, whatever, firewood. And we'll stand this puppy right up. And a lot of the smaller hooks that I was looking at on for these hook trucks, they only had a single ram, and they weren't built nearly as robust as this. Because I looked at several, and I mean, I'm not going to bother naming them. I mean, if you're into hooks, you'll have to do your own homework, but you can put a comment down in this video if you got any questions. I'd gladly answer them for you, no problem. But I'm not gonna start running off on these other hook lifts. But I like this one. This is a robust Canadian-made hook lift setup, and it's made by right there, ON-TRUX in Ayr, Cambridge. This is the only model hook lift that they make galvanized. That's another reason I liked it. Twin ram, galvanized. It's an excellent, well, so far it's a 2019 too. So I only had this built about a year before I moved up here. So we'll hoist it up all the way. That's a serious dump angle. And that's what I'm looking for. Have a look at that. That's what you want. You want that thing to stand right up and dump all that garbage, whatever you got in there. And these are custom aluminum ramps. You guys might have seen them. I keep them in here for running the equipment in and out. Lightweight, easy to throw around. They don't rust. So aluminum. And you can see, looking in this bin, the D-rings on each side. I weld the D-rings on each side for equipment, and I want to put a couple on the outside for overstrapping. So you can see that it's about 52 degrees, and power down. And some hooks that are out there, you can't even dump with them on a severe angle like that. They won't even come close to dumping that. So I can see where that would be a problem, trying to get rid of any jammed in material. I'm trying to stay out of the wind as best as I can for you guys. All right, so there we go. That's if you were dumping gravel, dumping topsoil, mulch, anything in the box, but you didn't want to take your box off. So now, if I'm renting this bin out and somebody's doing a little demolition work or whatever they may want to do, let me get closer. You can see that jib. That jib slides forward hydraulically, hydraulic cylinder. Jib, will jib it forward. All right, that jib's forward, and the locks halfway on this hook lift have locked in, and it could go into dump mode right now if you wanted. Right now it's technically in dump mode. So we will jib back. You've unlocked your jib, and you're no longer in dump mode. You're pretty much now, well, not pretty much, you are in removal of the bin mode, we'll call it. So now we're taking this bin off. So we hoist it up. And there are your locks right there that determine whether you're in full dump mode or you're in let's remove the bin mode, we'll call it. And these hooks are now unlatched, as you can see, because they latch in right there. They're unlatched because the box has been slid all the way back. When you slide the jib all the way back, it will unlock your midpoint here for bin removal. So you go down, watch your locks. Your locks now start to get ready to lock. And now they're locked. But we're going to remove the bin, so we'll take it up. So basically your hook splits in half now to remove the bin. And that bin has a roller on the bottom, so if you're on like an asphalt driveway or anything like that, you don't want to be scarring up somebody's driveway. That's about the last thing you ever want to do. So you can roll that across the driveway with minimal destruction of the asphalt. You don't want to make a mess of somebody's driveway. And there you go. Your hook is now centered pretty much on your lifting ring, and you can drive away. You can drop that off at a customer. He's got the bin for how many ever days he wants it. Usually I let people have a bin for a week. If they want it for a week, no problem. If you want it for longer, well, you're going to tie the bin up. You're going to have to pay a little bit more. The longer you have the bin, the more you got to pay. But usually on a bin for, you know, a little longer, it's negotiable, and it's not too bad. But if you want it for a month and you're doing a long renovation, well, then you got to pay a little bit more. That's just the way it rocks. So now we're off. We come to the guy's house. The bin's full. I got the max fill line on there. Well, even I go over the max fill line sometimes, but the whole idea of the max fill line is so when I come into somebody's house, I don't want a bin that's overflowing with garbage. Not only is it illegal and the MTO is going to fine you if you get pulled over, or the OPP, you want to be able to tarp a load without poking holes in your tarp and stuff like that. So you know what? Keep it down below, basically the top of the bin, compress it. I don't care what you do, squish it in there, but get it down below, and that's all I ask for. Because if I got to start, I backed up, we're going to pick this bin up. I'm going to show you something. Very, very critical that you come square to a bin when you're picking it up. You can tug these bins and get them square, but these runners have to be square on these rollers here. They have to come in square, and you have to be centered when you tug this box on. You can come at an angle on a box, and you can tug it with the hook a little bit to square it up, but coming onto the truck, no matter what, it has to be square. And you'll see, square, you gotta make it square. And you see how your rails are coming out of square here, and that's fine. To the hook. See, the bin is almost not coming on right now square. That's fine. As long as it makes the outer large flange of the wheel, it'll fall in place. Watch it. And there you go. It squares itself up, and it's on both those rollers, so that's the way it's got to roll. Okay, we're on, and the jib's all the way down, and now we're going to jib forward. And that is how you keep your bin from falling off your truck, right there. Just those flat bar steel latches, and it's hooked in, and that's how it is there. One on each side there, it's hooked back there. It rests on these beds right here, on these side rails, on these front beds, on there, the rails. Perfect, it sits there, and your final hook is right there, keeping your bin on your truck. So there's no issues of your bin coming off your truck. Of course, ready to move your truck, then you're ready to drive. Take your RPMs down. There's a throttle lock right here that allows you to stay at your set RPM. Just throttle it down. You turn this up or down. So you throttle it down. Put your clutch in. Disengage your Muncie pump. Right there. Let your clutch out. Your pump's now off, your hydraulic flow's gone, your hydraulics are no longer working, the whole circuit's now sitting idle, you're ready to go and drive wherever you want. Kind of nice too that this truck has all the aluminum work done for the fire department. When this truck was built, a lot of this was just plate steel when this truck come from the manufacturer. Well, obviously the fire department, looking at it, has custom aluminum made, nice steps, nice wide steps. They did a nice job. That's what I like. Okay, have a look here. There is your brain center for that remote right there. That is your LODAR brain center right there. That there controls all your electronics, all your signal work for that hook lift. And between that and communicating with the handheld, that's the guy that does your job for you right there. And mounted out of the weather and right next to the batteries, and it's held up quite well, and it will for quite some time, I'm sure. Hydraulics for this whole system, and number 32 weight hydraulic oil, and this is your tank for the whole system. And your directional control valves I'll show you on the other side. So there's your reservoir. All your hydraulic oil is held there, and it comes with a nice stainless steel tank, and as I said, a galvanized hook lift. And you know what, it should come with that for the price you pay. Wait till we get to the end of this video. Woo! These things don't come free, I tell you that. Of course nothing does, but okay. If you're ever on a job, or you're ever anywhere, or you have a failure of that LODAR electronic system, and I've never been a fan of electronics, but that remote is nice. It works really well. There's all your directional controls right there. It tells you right there, hoist up and down, hoist up, hoist down, jib out, jib in. I never use these, but I do spray them with WD-40 a little bit, and I do work them once in a while just to shift them spools. I don't use them. But if you ever get into a problem, and whether your battery dies in your remote, I don't even know if it's going to die. I mean, it will eventually, but I haven't even opened up the remote to see what it takes for batteries. You can come over here, and if you're stuck and it dies, well, then you just use your manual function on these directional control valves, and you can run your hook lift manually. So, no different than an ATV with electric start and a pull start as a backup. It gives you a backup system in case you get into trouble, which is nice, you know. And hopefully I'll never get in a position where I gotta use these, but I do keep them lubed up a little bit, and I do work them a little bit because I don't want, and they're exposed to the weather too. And whether I should make some sort of hood over this, I don't think I'm ever going to, but what this truck's going to be, it's going to be stored inside out of the weather as soon as I get my shop up. That I will promise you. So, say and give a little credit to, while I'm shooting this video on this ON-TRUX system, I'd like to give a shout out to McDonald Truck Bodies in Dunnville down on Lake Erie. They're down in Haldeman County, and those guys did the full install down in Dunnville on this ON-TRUX system. McDonald Truck Bodies. They do good work, and they're basically, what they do is the same thing that GenCore does up here. They install all kinds of truck bodies. They do dump bodies. They'll do a hook lift for you. They'll do a cable roll-off truck for you. And if you're ever looking for something, you're down south, those guys are a small family-owned business that, you know what, I think they aim to please, and they do a good job, and they're easy to deal with. So comes the world of hurt. If you want a hook like this, just the hook. It's getting windy. If you want a hook lift like this and you've got a truck, even if you have your own truck, the hook itself, if you're going to buy a hook like this or this basic model hook, you're looking at probably, right now, I would say you're looking at $30,000 for just the hook. The hook in itself, you're looking at $30K for a brand new package delivered to your house and dropped. It's probably going to cost you $30,000, I suppose, right now, by the time you put your HST and all that. So yeah, I'm going to say it's going to cost you 30 grand, man, for this hook. So, and if you job this out, the whole package, to put this in and install it on the truck, drop it off, and then go pick it up, you're probably looking at about 35 grand. $35,000 for a brand new hook. Installed on the truck, drive it away, 35 grand. And that's just the price, and then that's what you pay. and there's no getting around it. There's nothing cheap now when it comes to... I sometimes do a bit of rambling, but those are real world costs, and that's a used truck with a brand new hook lift. And I looked at I forgot to tell you about pricing. I looked at those NRR Isuzus, I looked at the Hinos, and all them smaller Japanese, and they're nice truck, don't get me wrong, I do like them. They're automatic, you can get in and out of tight spots with them, but you're very limited on what you can really pull and what you can carry on them. So I said, and you're looking at $85,000 to $100,000 for the smaller version of those Hinos, brand new, with an XR5 multi-lift. XR5 multi-lift, brand new Hino. I bet you'd be poking now $90,000+, brand new truck, just loaded with emission stuff. And it's all in what you want and how much money you got. That being said, I think for now, well, that'll be it. By the time I wear this truck out, I'm not going to work no more. But yeah, that's the video on the GMC Topkick, the 93 Topkick. That's the beast I run. It's very versatile, very functional truck for whatever you want to do. And with that pintle hitch on the back, it'll pull quite a bit too. And I may possibly be looking down the road for a tandem or triaxle trailer for behind this thing for pulling a couple pieces of gear to a job. And that's probably going to happen. And so that's it on the truck, you guys. Have a good day, and thanks for tuning in.